What's up, my friends? We are back on the busy streets of Hanoi, and in this video I'm going to just drive around and walk around and simply talk about the city, describe what I see. So first I'm going to start on the bike. I'm going to drive around a bit, and then I think I'll walk in Quan Kim Lake. And the reason I'm choosing Quan Kim Lake is because there are not a lot of places to walk outside of Quan Kim Lake. Some places have sidewalks, but not too many. So anyway, let's get this vlog started, and I'm going to give you a first-person view from my bike. So the first thing you notice when you are in a city in Vietnam, most cities, is that there is a lot of traffic. And most of the traffic is either cars, motorbikes, or scooters, and bicycles. So here we're coming up to the traffic light to turn right. That is a light that lets you turn right, even on a red light, to go straight. Because in Vietnam, you are not allowed to turn right on a red light unless there is a light like that, or there is a sign that says you're allowed to turn right. That's something a lot of people don't really know, because I've had some people argue with me saying like, go, go. But it's like, it's illegal. You can't turn right unless there's a sign or a light. So now, as you can see, we're in like a side street from the main road, and it's still full of people. There are lots of shops selling different things. So you could say all of these things around us, they're pretty much always either stores, shops, or restaurants. If you're wondering what is the difference between stores and shops, there really isn't much of a difference. We use those words interchangeably. I think a store can be a bit bigger, and a shop, generally, that word feels like a smaller place, like a small shop. But then again, we can say both. So it's starting to rain a little bit. This might not have been the best day to do this type of video.
By the way, if you can understand this podcast, but you still struggle to speak, then make sure to check out my complete American English pronunciation course. In this course, you'll learn all 44 sounds in the IPA, along with the more difficult sounds like linking words, the ending S, and much more. Plus, you'll be able to actually master speaking these sounds with our special chorusing tool, where you can practice hundreds of common words and sentences for every sound. Just scan this QR code or click the link in the description to see if it's right for you. Okay, let's get back to the podcast.
And there we have a bus stop. There was someone waiting at the bus stop, and Hanoi has quite a decent public transit system, I think. I've never used it, but I've heard it's pretty good. And so yeah, here, this is one of the larger streets in Hanoi, and it's called Quay Street. And as you can see, it's got tons of different stores on the sides. There is a lot of traffic that goes through here. So I've noticed since I came to Vietnam about 10 years ago, people stop at the lights a lot more now, especially after they passed the new laws last year. Another really nice thing about Hanoi, and I think most cities in Vietnam, is that there are a lot of trees planted on the roads. Pretty much everywhere you go, there are just trees everywhere. Now here on the left, you can see this street has a sidewalk. Oh, and that's a fire hydrant, by the way. That red thing for fire is a fire hydrant. But yeah, so this street has pretty big sidewalks, like pretty wide sidewalks. And not every place in Hanoi or in Vietnam has that. In fact, where we are going right now in the old quarter, there are not many sidewalks, so it's kind of hard to walk around. So I'm gonna go on the right side here, because in Hanoi, because generally scooters go on the right, cars go on the left. So here we are going through an intersection. And an intersection is just when two roads intersect, right? So I was actually in Thailand the other week, and I noticed driving around that people weren't honking their horns as much as in Vietnam. And I think it's because there are fewer scooters and motorbikes, but generally in Vietnam, people honk their horns a lot more. And that could either be to let you know that they are there, or it could be to tell you to get the heck out of the way. They use the horns for both. So here, right, this thing going across, that's a crosswalk. And in the West, a crosswalk gives the pedestrian is the person who is walking, it gives them the right to walk, and the driver has to stop for them. Although in Vietnam, it's no guarantees of anything, so you always have to be careful. Okay, we're coming up in the central area of Hoàn Kiếm. And so here I'm going to find a place to park my bike, and then we'll walk around a bit. So there used to be a parking area up here. I'm not sure if there still is. It looks like it's gone. So now it might be down here. Yeah, so it looks like I can park my bike right in here. Chào chị ạ. Em gửi xe khoảng 2 tiếng. 2 tiếng. Vâng. Nhiều nhất là 2 tiếng, chắc chỉ 1 tiếng thôi.
20.000.
Một tiếng là 10.000 nữa.
20.000 2 tiếng đổ lại.
Vâng.
2 tiếng trở về.
Vâng.
Bác gửi xe à?
Alright guys, so now we are walking around in the old quarter. It's raining a little bit, not too bad. So, as you can see, the roads here are a lot more narrow than where we just were before. And here on the right side, we've got some restaurants selling the fried rice. And on the left, that is a cafe. And I think all of you know that the cafe culture in Vietnam, is extremely common. There are so many cafes in Vietnam. I'm not sure if any other country has as many cafes as Vietnam. It's totally insane. So here in this area, there are some sidewalks, but the sidewalks are full of bikes. So it's a little bit hard. As you can see, all the bikes on the side here. But it's actually not too bad. It's still possible to walk on it. One thing I was wondering was, here, the sidewalks are all made from tiles. So if you go around Vietnam, the sidewalks are always made from tiles, not from concrete. So for example, this is concrete, but these are tiles. And so my friend was asking me like, oh, why do they use tiles instead of concrete to do the sidewalks? And I was thinking maybe it's easier to repair. They can replace the tiles instead of redoing all the concrete. I'm not sure. So if you know, let me know. So anyway, here, this is an alley. And so in Hanoi, and anywhere, when you go down the street, there are lots of alleys, and those alleys are just full of different shops. We can actually walk down here and see even a tiny alley like this, and it's like busy with traffic. It looks like this one has mostly clothes stores, and it suddenly gets extremely quiet in here. And I think most of the streets and the alleys, they have their own categories. So some places will have like only one type of thing. And then like everywhere, of course, there are places to eat. They always have that. We've got some nail places to do your nails. And then I just walked back to where I was before. So I'm actually just going to go back down here. And so of course also in this area, there are a lot of tourists. So most people who come to Hanoi, this area is the place that they will stay in a hotel or a hostel or a homestay. So yeah, it's just full of clothing stores, and oh, there's a travel agency. So again, even in quite an urban area like this, they still put a lot of trees in the sidewalks, and you know, they do try to put space where they can. But I believe this whole area was built quite a long time ago, so it's not really designed to have a lot of cars and everything go through it. But you know, it's Vietnam, so they make it work. So guys, by the way, I was thinking about doing a style of video, because you know, I can walk around and vlog by myself like this, but I think it would be interesting if you guys showed me some places that you liked in Hanoi or around Hanoi. So maybe a restaurant you like, or a place that you think is interesting to go to. And so then we could film together and have someone else to be in the video so we could talk to each other. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open an application form where you can tell me where you want to go, hopefully around Hanoi or near Hanoi. And also, if you could speak English, we'll need you to be pretty decent at English because it is an English video. And so what the video will be is that we go around, we do something, and then after the vlog, I will watch it over and basically give some feedback of the English in the video. So while we hang out, I won't be correcting mistakes or like saying anything about that. But once the video is done and edited, I will record like a reaction to it, so everybody can see, oh, okay, maybe we say this instead of this, or something is more natural, stuff like that. So I'm just throwing that out there. The link to fill in that application will be in the description below. So if you're interested, then check that out. So let's just keep walking here. So many tourists, when they come here for the first time and they want to cross a street, it can be pretty scary because it just goes against all of our natural instincts. I remember when I first came to Vietnam, like 10 years ago, I was on the right side of the road and I just kept going right. So I didn't have to cross the street because I was kind of terrified to do that. And so I would just stick on the right side of the road and just turn right, turn right, turn right. So I would basically go in circles. Okay, this road is just insane. This is just crazy right now. I'm gonna flip it around to show you guys, but it's just wild. So it might be another word that you could use is insane or wild, chaotic. Those describe it pretty well. Here we have some gold shops. Gold has been pretty hot lately. So yeah, there are lots of motorbikes parked on the sidewalk because you have to put them somewhere, right? And there's not many other places to put them. So there's the horns. Okay, let's cross this thing. But to be honest, this is why I love being in Vietnam. I love the energy. There's just something really fun and addictive about it. When you walk around, there's people everywhere, and you know, it's busy, but most people are very friendly, very welcoming when you actually talk with them. And it's very different compared to when I would be in Canada, right? So in Canada, you go outside, the weather's nice. I mean, the whole area is nice and all, but it's just kind of boring. There wasn't much kind of to do. There weren't many people. So in my hometown, it's a city of a bit over 1 million. In Ottawa, 1 million people, and that's considered, I believe, a medium to large city for Canada. And where I lived, when you walk outside, you don't really see too many people. And so when you see your neighbors, you're just like, oh, hello. And maybe you'll see 2 or 3 people on your walk, walking their dog or whatever. But that's about it. It's really peaceful. So it's completely different to walking around here. I actually used to go to this sandwich shop quite a lot when I first came to Vietnam, because she makes a chicken sandwich with cheese in it, and it's pretty good. So here, where we're coming up to is an area with actually a few hostels. And this is one of the main hostels in Hanoi, actually. And a lot of people like to stay here because on the corner, just up there, there's like a beer corner. So a lot of people at nighttime like to sit in this area. They get out their yellow plastic chairs and their stools. Yeah, a lot of them are there right now. And just hang out, have a good time, drink. Personally, I actually don't drink much. I don't really like it. When I do drink, I feel a little bit just not good, get a headache, feel tired, so I don't drink much, but sometimes I do come down here. So what is this actually? This place looks pretty interesting. I'm actually not sure what this is. Okay, so I guess it just shows it's like a little museum. Or maybe it's an exhibition. Yeah, it looks like an exhibition showing some historical things in Hanoi. And now up here, this whole street is lined with the Vietnamese flag. Got plenty of them decorated. And here we have the Ciclo, I think they're called. To be honest, I'm not sure what that is called in English. It's like a cart bike. I don't really know what we call that. But you only really see them in the old quarter. So again, we got another cafe, another horn, lots of horns. It's quite noisy around here. And there are, some places to just sit down and relax. So another thing that Hanoi is really good for is simply just sitting down on the sidewalk and just watching people go by. So yeah, just sitting there, watching people go by, watching people drive by. It's interesting. You see lots of different things. And in English, we can call that people watching. So you can say sometimes, I like to sit at a cafe and just watch people go by. Man, it's crazy how they have this music going on at 2 p.m. 2 in the afternoon. Like, what? It's really weird. To be honest, guys, that's one thing I don't totally understand about Vietnam is like the need to have blasting music. I guess it attracts attention, but most of the time it's just too loud and it doesn't sound nice. For example, like in the countryside, often there will be a really nice place to kind of sit down and relax, but then they bring out the karaoke speakers and just kind of, in my opinion, ruin the whole environment. But all right, so I think I'm gonna go find my bike again. Tried to talk about a lot of stuff related to the city, but yeah, so let's go find my bike. All right, so my bike is down this street on the right. All right, guys, so I was going to film the drive home, but it's actually starting to rain now, so I'm gonna put the camera away. I'm gonna put the camera away. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you want to film a video with me, something or you want to do, or a place you want to go, and you can speak English, then fill in the application in the description below. And there may be a lot of applications, but we will look through all of them, and of course we can only choose one at a time, but we'll do our best to make it happen. So guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.